It's Whitebeard time. He was actually one of the first OP02 leaders I wanted to try, but he's also the leader with the most variation in card choices. There have been Whitebeard decks that depend solely on the Whitebeard Pirates package and Moby. There's Whitebeard decks that use the Straw Hat package with beefy vanillas and Nami as a searcher, and there's even some that are a pretty good mix of both. The one that I ended up piloting for now is the Straw Hat version. Why? Well, because the Straw Hats are cool. And well, I mean, the Whitebeard Pirates are kinda... Joking aside, I felt the Whitebeard Pirates version depended too heavily on whether you could draw Moby early enough or not. This problem is fixed in OP03 with the introduction of a searcher for the Whitebeard Pirates in EZO, but until then, the Straw Hat version just feels more consistent to me. So I'm a Strawbeard player for now.
Kar-D Kaizoku.
Alright, let's take a look at the leader. Edward Newgate. He's a mono-red leader with 6000 power and 6 starting life. He's currently the only leader with this power and life combination, which is one higher than the standard 5000 power and 5 life that every other monocolor leader has. This makes him hit harder, but also makes him harder to be hit in the first place. His leader ability reads, end of your turn. Add 1 card from the top of your life to your hand. This is the cost you pay for Whitebeard naturally having 1k more power than every other leader. It puts you on a clock and it naturally leads to a very aggressive playstyle where you try to take out your opponent with your elevated stats before the clock strikes midnight and Whitebeard has to leave the ball in rags. But another way to look at it is like this. For 6 turns, you have plus 1k extra power when you attack, 1k extra counter for every card that tries to swing at you, and you're drawing 2 cards per turn. Sounds pretty sweet to me. Let's switch to the meat of the deck. In order of cost we have 4 OP01 Otama, 1 cost, 0 power, 2k counter. Her card reads, on play, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2000 power during this turn. You guys already know, one of the best 2k counters in the game and will remain so for the future. She provides defense, but she can also be used offensively with Nico Robin and for a cheap cost. 4 OP02 Makino, 1 cost, 0 power, 2k counter. Her card reads, activate main. You may rest this character. Up to one of your red characters with a cost of 1 gains plus 3000 power during this turn. Mostly a 2k counter, but if you've seen my OP02 Zoro videos, you know just how dangerous Makino is. She turns your Namis into mommies. 4 starter deck chopper. 1 cost, 1000 power, no counter. He has blocker. Just a very good and cheap chump blocker that you'll need to keep yourself alive. 4 OP01 Nami. 1 cost, 2000 power, 1k counter. Her card reads, on play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Straw Hat crew type card other than Nami and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. She's the core draw engine of the deck. She can fetch your offensive cards and your defensive ones to help you out of any situation that you'll find yourself in. 4 starter deck Brook. 2 cost, 3000 power, 2k counter. His card reads, on play, give your leader or one of your characters 2 Rested Dawn cards. Just a 2k counter, but he pays for himself if you ever need to play him, and he's searchable by Nami. 4 OP01 Nico Robin. 3 costs, 4000 power, 1k counter. Her card reads, Dawn times 1, when attacking. KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 3000 power or less. She's good for getting rid of enemy chump blockers, which can really slow down our aggression. You could make the argument that Vista is better for that, but since we're running the Straw Hat package anyway, I like the option of her being searchable by Nami over Vista. 2 OP02 Jozu. 4 cost, 4000 power, 2k counter. His card reads, Dawn times 1. If you have 2 or less life cards and your leader has Whitebeard Pirates in its type, this character gains Rush. Just a 2k counter, but with the option of being an additional rusher if you need some extra firepower in the late game. The only bad part is that he's not searchable by Nami. You could run the tournament pack 2k counter Luffy instead, but I don't have any copies of him, so I'm using Jozu instead. 2 film promo Monkey D Luffy. 4 cost, 6000 power, 1k counter. Just a good vanilla. 4 starter deck Frankie. 4 cost, 6000 power, 1k counter. Also just another good vanilla card. 2. OP02 King Do. 5 cost, 7000 power, 1k counter. Also a good vanilla card. 4. Starter Deck Monkey D. Luffy. 5 cost, 6000 power, no counter. His card reads, Rush. Dawn times 2. When attacking, your opponent cannot activate blocker for this battle. We have Luffy as a finisher when opponents have enough Dawn in the late game to play multiple blockers out. And he's good as a rusher on his own. 4. OP02 Portgas D. Ace. 7 cost, 7000 power, no counter. His card reads, On play, give up to 2 of your opponent's characters minus 3000 power during this turn. Then if your leader has Whitebeard pirates in its type, this character gains rush during this turn. This guy has so many effects packed into one card. His minus 3k ability helps all of your beefy vanillas swing favorably into any target. You can even combo it with Robin to KO a card with her ability. And on top of that, he'll have rush himself and be able to swing for 7k right away. For events, we're running 4 OP01 Radical Beam. 1 cost. It reads, Counter. Your leader or up to one of your characters gains plus 2000 power during this battle. Then if you have 2 or less life cards, that card gains an additional plus 2000 power during this battle. Trigger. Your leader or up to one of your characters gains plus 1000 power during this turn. Whitebeard decks will get to a point where you'll need to start defending yourself as well as doling out damage. You'll naturally get to 2 life or less, so you'll get a lot of value out of Radical Beam. And for the last card, we have 4 Starter Deck Guard Point. 1 cost. It reads, Counter. Your leader or one of your characters gains plus 3000 power during this battle. Trigger. Your leader or one of your characters gains plus 1000 power during this turn. The next best thing to Radical Beam, 1 Dawn for 3k, is just such good defensive value. That pretty much sums up the Whitebeard deck I've been running. For matchups, I found that Whitebeard is really good into Zoro and Law. Aggressive decks just get slowed down too much by Whitebeard being at 6k power. It's also good into Kinemon since it's so hard for them to swing over your beefy vanillas. The deck has trouble against Kaido and Ivankov. They both have too many tools that are good against 4 cost characters, which is what our deck really depends on. They also run a lot of defensive cards, so it's hard to pressure their life. My favorite part about playing Whitebeard is how quick matches are, but I don't know if that's the best for YouTube. Let me know how you guys feel after I upload a few Whitebeard matches this week. For now, I hope this video helps you with your own Whitebeard list for when the set comes out in the very near future. Okay, bye. And Moby
Car D Kaizoku.